right mic. Hopefully I'm on. Should check settings before I do that. Okay, it's the right microphone. Okay. That's happened to me before. I've hit live and the mic has not been correct. Glad I had it on because I didn't check before I started talking. Hi. And I can hear you. Thank you. I can see it's the right mic now. I realized as soon as I started talking, I was like, I did not check. Would have been good old audio issues, Vicky. Back at it again. Hey, Civic. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Des. How are you? Civic, I love how I change how I address you, I think, like every single time. Welcome to a Letterboxd wrap up. I feel like it's been a minute since I've done one of these. Mario! Hello. Welcome. We're gonna go through my Letterboxd. We could take a look at my stats maybe if we want. I didn't really go through. Don't even. You're not funny. Not even funny. I'm gonna remove that wrench. Got any I actually might. There's one in particular. It's not a horror movie, but it's one that everybody likes a whole lot, and I was not that big a fan of. So I think so. I think I have at least one controversial rating, controversial movie opinion, I think, from this month. Not me being deranged. Because you're playing too much. Yeah, so we'll go through January. We could take a look at some stats maybe. And then maybe at the end, if anybody wants, I'll judge your Letterboxd. Behaving. Do I get a cookie? It's only been 5 minutes into this stream, you guys. It's been 5 minutes. From 5 minutes now. All right, let me get the Letterboxd up here. I don't prefer that view. I prefer this one. There you go. Me in the corner. That's me in the corner. All right. Cool. Okay. Oh, actually, I should do the thing that I've done before. There we go. And I can click through. I realize that's a thing I can do. I can click through them instead of showing them all at once. Yeah, that's me in the spotlight. Try not to get demonetized, so I'm not going to finish that. Hey! Hey, New Killa, how are you? Welcome. What's up? Stop giving me the lyrics to that song. I'm going to keep singing, and that's going to be a problem for everybody. Because the stream will get taken down, I'm sure, because I'm just so good at singing. It sounds exactly like the original recording. It's a blessing and a curse. Just singing it. I'm pretty sure I was singing. I'm pretty sure if we played it side by side, I was probably in a different key. I'm sure. No, stop feeding. Stop it. We got to stop. I can't. Got home from work. I got you live. I'm so happy you're here. Uncannily accurate covers by Vicky. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm the best. I'm the best cover singer in the game. All right. All right. All right. We're reining it in. First movie I watched. We can go through some of these quick because actually I have more controversial takes, I think. Literally the next one. I think we can buzz right through this one. This was the first movie of the year I watched technically. I managed to get in Fellowship and Two Towers on New Year's Eve. And then it took me a couple days to finish and get to Return of the King. Not like I haven't seen these movies like 20 goddamn times each. So it's just a it's just a yearly tradition. It doesn't feel like the new year if I haven't started it off with Lord of the Rings. How many movies have I watched this year? Not that many yet. We're only 31 days in. Hold on, let me change the diary view back. Does it say? Does it count? No, it doesn't yet. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 out of 31 days, I think is not bad. Honestly. I don't know if you meant last year. I'm just messing. I'm just messing around. You still haven't seen any of them? Girl. That is. It's not like that's a pretty I think it's relatively common, I think. Not trying to say like why didn't you know that does, but I think it's somewhat common to do Lord of the Rings for New Year's. I feel like those movies are as thick as those books. I haven't read any of the books. It's like at least a couple of times a year. I'll be watching one of these movies and I'll have a thought like I should really read the books. And then I don't know. I feel like I've seen the movies too many times. It gets that was the controversial one I was alluding to. We'll get to it. I'll share my thoughts. that was the controversial take I was alluding to. People got mad at me. People I know in real life got mad at me for that one. Yeah. I don't know what it is about Lord of the Rings and the first of the year. I don't know. Really don't like fantasy stuff. Sorry to disappoint. Oh, they're so good. Just from like a filmmaking standpoint as well, they're incredible, honestly. I read The Hobbit. Hey, you're better than me. I haven't read The Hobbit either. I've just seen the movies too many times where I'm like, I know deep down I'm never going to read these books. I'll still have the thought every now and then. We're like, well, maybe I should. Maybe one day before I die, I'll read them. But we should read the books after we finish the Twilight Saga. I've read the entire Twilight Saga. So once you catch up, I will read. How about this? If Des reads all of the Twilight Saga, I will read the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And that is, sorry, I forgot to turn my phone down. That is on camera and it'll be Marielle's probably recording it. Like she's going back to record me saying that right now. But if Des finishes the Twilight Saga, I will read the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I don't know if anybody needs me to read those books, but love the Lord of the Rings books and movies. Okay, so you've read the books too. Now we need Peter Jackson to remake them, but with Dead Alive levels of gore. Yeah, just release a cut where like all the battle scenes in the Lord of the Rings movies are as gory as Dead Alive. Bree. That says deal. Okay. Virtual shake on it. He's about to be like, sorry, I got to get on this live. I'm going to the library right now to get the rest of the books. Somebody clip this out. I'll read them. The books are not that long. I think the Twilight books are longer page count wise. I think. I'm actually I feel pretty confident in saying that. Say hello, goodbye. Yep. I know I'll like the movies better, but it'll give me an excuse to rewatch the movies, I guess. Maybe if for everyone I read, I will just rewatch a movie again for the millionth time. Hi Adam. What is up? I hope you're doing well. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out. No one would get me to read Lord of the Rings. There's no trade good enough. But Des is going to read all of the Twilight books. I don't know. I feel like getting somebody to read the Twilight books as an adult for the first time. That's an okay trade for me, I think. Hey, I said it and I'll do it. I think Des is making a bad deal. The Twilight books are longer. You say we're good? Thanks. So he said he's gonna read them. I mean, he doesn't have to read them. Then I just won't read Lord of the Rings. It's fine. All right. Anyways, then I watched all the Terrifier movies back to back to back. Because I this was a rewatch, the first one, and I had never seen 2 or 3. So, yeah. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, I didn't say anything about The Hobbit. I'm not reading The Hobbit. That wasn't part of the deal. I said Lord of the Rings books. I read The Hobbit for the first time since child. It was the most boring read of my life. Yeah, I'm not. No, don't read Sarah J. Maas. She's not a good person. I'm just gonna say that. All right, we're moving on from the books. We're moving on. All right, these are probably like bad takes number 1 collectively. Terrifier. This rating has gone down like with every rewatch. Every rewatch. That one kill, and you guys know the kill I'm talking about. I swear, like it kills a piece of my soul every time I see it. And I've seen it referred to as the vagina kill on this site, on this app, in people's reviews, and I'm like, I hate that that's what it's called. Also, it just, yeah, I'm just the more I watch it, I'm like, I'm just not into this. Art's a cool character, but the movies suck ass. Okay, maybe this isn't as a controversial take for me. I will say I like the first one the best. That kill aside, it turns out I like the kind of randomness of it all, because then we get to 2 and 3, and then the story they try and do, like this whole like weird backstory thing with Sienna and her like potentially being a vessel like in the third one or something. It's fucking, oh my god. It's like it gets so convoluted and weird from 2 into 3, and I'm like, isn't it like a little early in the franchise for this? I don't know. Yeah, yeah, sorry, the ratings are not gonna get higher for the Terrifier movies. And then I don't know about anybody else, but, like, I get that, like, the reason why people are watching these movies is for Art the Clown and, like, the gore, because the gore is insane. But I feel like after, like, the first 2 kills in each of these movies, I'm, like, good. You know what I mean? Like, by the end, I'm so desensitized that I'm like, it's not even, like, fun to watch, like, the gore anymore. For a video, it'll be up next week. I did it for the video. I did it for the YouTube. That's okay if hey, there's tons of people that are fans of these movies. I thought I was in the minority. Terrifier for me was a one and done. I would never rewatch any of them. I satisfied the FOMO and then I'm out. That being said, I do have an art air freshener in my car right now. Yeah, like I feel like art as like a horror icon has kind of like exploded, and that's awesome. Like I mean, like the whole style of art and everything, like I said, is iconic. Like I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I think the people making this movie are just really good at gore effects, but they're not as good at writing a story. And that's probably going to be my meanest take about this franchise. Which is why I end up liking the first one the best, because I'm like, it's kind of just more random and it's just a bunch of mostly interesting kills. So yeah, that's as mean as I'm gonna be about it. It's just I'm sorry, they're not good at writing a story. Like it's so convoluted and weird, and it's like it's just so much that I just don't care. Like I'm watching it and I'm like, I can't possibly care about this backstory. So then at that point, like I'm like, what I'm here for now is just the gore and the gore effects, and that can be fine. Yeah, I forgot. I should have rewatched All Hallows Eve because yeah, he does have the segment in there. I forgot about that one. That was his first appearance. He's so lovable and horrifying at the same time. I love how much the actor loves playing him. Yeah, you can really tell he's into it. So you feel wrong after a while, like it's not fun to watch anymore. That's how I felt, and I think it's definitely, was compounded on the fact that I watched these back to back to back. Where it was like the gore was like I was so desensitized by the end where I was just like I feel nothing watching this. Someone said Terrifier 3 broke the MPA rating system and what they showed. I mean, I just watched it streaming, so I don't know if that was different from what was shown in theaters, but if what I saw was shown in theaters, like that's like probably the deepest extremities of an R rating, because no theater is going to show like an NC-17 or anything. I've only watched 1 and 2 in a group. Not my thing. Yeah, it's weird. It's just one of those where it's like I think I get why people enjoy it. I'm just not one of them. But hey, I'm happy. I'm happy if other people are happy. Like, I'm really happy other people are enjoying it. I'm really happy. Art the Clown as a character has like blown up in this way. And I gotta say, as much as I really did not like Terrifier 3. Let me tell you, it's like all the story. I'm sorry, the story for me just sucked. But Terrifier 3 was one of the more incredible moments for horror at the movie theater in 2024. Like, we had some really high points with some good horror movie releases in 2024, and Terrifier 3 was one of them. So ultimately I can't be mad at it for that, you know? Like, ultimately I can't hate it for that. Okay, I'm so glad Bree is here for this. Old man, this was a Patreon watch. Both Patreon movie nights just ended up being me and Bree. And yeah, this one was the worst of the two. No. Just two lesbians watching a movie about men and hating it. Yeah, I don't know how much we need to get into this one. Obviously not for me. This was just blech. Bleh. It was more fun watching it with another person, so I could like looks like a poor man's Don't Breathe. Oh, not even close. Not even close. It's just got the same guy in it. Not even close to a Don't Breathe. It really is mostly just 90 minutes of two men talking. That's really kind of all that's going on. Like, I need to black this out. Although I gotta say, Brie, like, I don't remember most of it now. Like, and it hasn't even been that long since we watched it. And I like, yeah, I couldn't really tell you. Okay, I know somebody's gonna be happy. I watched the Vordelak. Finally. Yeah, we had to watch the old man take a shit. Yeah, we did. I don't remember most of it either. Yeah, it's super forgettable. Super forgettable. Terrifier, I know what you mean. It's very mean-spirited. Not really my style too, but I like it for what they're trying to doing for horror and appreciate it. I like that others. Yeah, exactly. I feel exactly the same way. Yeah. It has moments where it is like really mean-spirited, and that's the moments that kind of like turn me off of it, but I like that other people are enjoying it. I like that. This is such a good description of this movie. A Muppet vampire. I mean, I think we watched the trailer together on Twitch. I think I remember watching the trailer, so I knew it was going to be like a little bit like quirky and weird, this movie, but I forgot, like, I don't know if they show the vampire in the trailer or not, or I just forgot about it, but oh my god, the puppetry. Just like the puppetry. I loved him. I loved the vampire. Like, it like Muppet vampire is like the best way to describe it, kind of. Like, it was such a fun this is such a fun little movie. Like, I just love it. I don't know. It was great. It's such a fun time. Such a fun time watching this one. Simultaneously loved it and was laughing. It was fun. Yeah. Oh, I think you're meant to be laughing a bit. It's yeah. It's got its moments where it's like it's a little over the top. It's a little camp. It's a little it's a little goofy, silly times, and it's just, I don't know, the stylization of it is just very singular. Like, I'm like, I can't think of another movie that looks like this one. Like, so cool. Loved. No notes. It was great. Then worst movie fucking ever. I'm kidding. I've never watched a movie where my palms were sweaty like pretty much the entire time. From the minute they set foot on that fucking ladder and start climbing, my palms were sweaty the entire time. Like, I was physically reacting to this movie. Like, I was trying to like do one of these, just like not really look. I don't know why you agreed to watch that. For Does This Offend You? It was for Does This Offend You? I had to do it. I would die. Like, I could tell you right now, like, I would never be able to handle that. I couldn't even handle it on just my regular TV. like I just I physically cannot. It's just my stomach was in knots the entire time. I'm so petrified of heights. Yeah, there's no way I was falling asleep in that one. I tried to kind of not watch it. Like, I was like, I have to watch this for Does This Offend You, but I was kind of just like because I didn't want to watch it. I had to look up how they shot it, and that helped a little bit. Like, once they got too high up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up the behind the scenes or something and see like if it was like green screen or like what it was like. And that helped. They were technically kind of up on a thing, but obviously not nearly as high. So, and they were like, they used kind of like the mountainous area in the background to make it look higher up than they were. So, you say you fell asleep during Does This Offend You? How dare you? Do you ride drop towers? Yeah, I do actually. Here's the thing. I am terrified of heights. Really terrified of heights. But I'll get on a drop tower. I'll get on a roller coaster. You're strapped in. It's different. It's just different than just being free and out there, like on like high up. No. I can't. But if you're gonna strap me in and then go up on a roller coaster and go down, and that's fine. And then that you're moving around, so it's different. Drop towers are fine. I don't know if we talked about it on the stream for Does This Offend You? There was one like I wouldn't do. 2 Septembers ago, when we had like our horror meetup or whatever. Emma and we went to Busch Gardens since she was down in Florida, and Busch Gardens is very near where I live. So we went to Busch Gardens, and there is one drop tower where like, so normally like you're sitting, like you're just sitting normal in a chair. When you get to the top, it like pulls you like that. So you are like parallel with the ground. So you're looking straight at the ground, and then it drops you. I will not get on that one. I will not get on that one. Emma got on that one, and she was the only one out of the group. Dean stayed on the ground. I stayed on the ground. So a drop tower like that I won't do, but any regular one where you're just sitting normal, like I'll definitely do those. You're strapped in. It's not as scary to me, and you're not up there for very long either. So I know what ride you're talking about. I think that's what it's called. It's one of the newer ones. I also won't get on it because the seats like came open on somebody on that ride. So that's the other reason why I won't fucking get on that ever. Um yeah. No thanks. I'm good. I'm good. That's not on my list of ways I want to die. So that would terrify me. So yeah, this was like fine. It was whatever. It was just a terrifying watch because I'm really scared of heights. Best nap time. Jesus. Jesus. Yeah, I'm not getting on that ride because I'd like to not Final Destination 3 if possible. But I'll get on a regular roller coaster. It's different. To me, it's different. I don't know. Roller coasters are different. I don't know how to explain it. Ew. No, I don't. 400 feet seems like a lot. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah, maybe not that one. That's a little high up. That's a little high up for me. Don't think so. Don't think so. All right, then I watched Frozen. Also for Does This Offend You? I always kind of forget about this movie. There's one I know we talked about this during Does This Offend You? I think I always kind of forget about this movie. And then every so often I'm reminded of it. I'll maybe rewatch it. I always forget like how they get out of the whole situation. Like I forget everything after Kevin Zager's character jumps. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's like it's a little silly. Like there's moments that are like definitely you really have to suspend some disbelief, like the wolves. Like I really don't think they would behave like that. Like, but I think it's fine. What do you not like about it? Share. Share with the class. It's funny. I suppose. I mean, this one came first, but yeah, I mean, the the Disney one has permeated the cultural zeitgeist so much that you have to make sure you specify when you Google search it. The acting, the script. I think it's fine. Like it's I don't know. It's just like it's just like a ridiculous it's just like one of those like ridiculous like extreme situation horror movies. I don't know. Listen, it's just I know it says 3.5 stars here, but I'm not saying it's like a Oscars Best Picture nomination. It's entertaining. I thought it was entertaining for what it is. It's just yeah, just a silly kind of horror thriller. Um with some pretty crazy gore. This dude jumps off of a ski lift and breaks both of his legs. It's okay if you don't like it. Oh yeah, and the Jack Frost problem. But those came out like the same year, right? Didn't the two Jack Frost come out the same year or like within a year of each other or something? Right? They're like super close together. You need to open your heart more and love it. Open your heart and let Frozen in. You're breaking your legs on hard impacted snow now. And it's like funny. I'm sorry. It's kind of a funny moment. Like when he jumps, like the view like from his feet is so funny. And the fact that this dude just like jumps feet first. Like, why would you ever do that? It's kind of funny. Yeah, I'm definitely not singing any of that. That's a quick way to get the like I'm sure if I even thought about singing it, the Disney would take the stream down. Love is an open door, man. All right, all right, all right. We will move on to Wolfman. I think my rating is kind of a controversial take for this one. People didn't like this one. People really didn't like this one. I think personally, and everybody's opinion on a movie is valid. Like that's the whole point of this. And that's understood. I know. I just feel like sometimes I need to preface that before I say things. Because I think people will think I'm mean or something. I think personally, I think a lot of people were a little too hung up on the fact that it's called Wolfman and it's technically a Universal movie. And I think some people were just a little bit hung up on that. And we're therefore not cool with the changes to Wolfman as a character. But I appreciated it. I would have been more mad if it was like the same fucking movie. Yeah, oh, that's a good so for these new movies that we're talking about, no spoilers, please. I'll preface it with each new movie we talk about, but there are going to be some people that haven't gotten to it yet and it's still new. These are less than a month old, so I think that's still well within don't spoil it territory. And there are people here that are in different parts of the world and may not have it available to watch yet either. So they wouldn't even have a chance. So yeah, no spoilers, no spoilers. Best movie of the year. Brie really likes it. I know that much too. You want to see it soon. I hope you see it. I thought it was quite good. I liked it. Like I think Lee Winnell swung for the fences. I think he was trying to do something different. And I appreciated what he was trying to do. So, and everyone with this one kept going on about it's such a January horror movie, which I fucking hate, by the way. Because if we were to look up like horror movies released in January, I bet that's a list we could look up. He did knock it out of the park with Invisible Man and with this one. I think they should just let him do all the dark universe. I feel like January horror movies are not that bad. It's just become like a meme now. And then people go into them expecting them to be bad, which is just silly. I should make that Letterboxd list. I'll make a list of January horror movies and prove a point here. I'm sure somebody's made a list. We'll look at it maybe after this. I think that'll be funny to see because I'm like, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be ones that people don't realize got released in January, and it's like they're not all bad. Even the worst January horror movies are still entertaining. Yeah. I didn't have high hopes for The Invisible Man and loved it, so I'm intrigued by this one. Yeah. New vid idea. I might have talked about. I don't know. That sounds familiar to me. That I might have done that, but I can't be sure. I'll have to look it up though. I'll have to look. If I haven't done it, I will. That's one of my like horror soapboxes I get on because everyone's like, "Oh, this is such a January horror movie. This sucks." Blah, blah, blah. Or it's being released in January, so is it going to be that good before the movies even come out? And I'm like, guys, I'm sorry to say that this is not a thing. I'm here to tell you, January horror movies are a hoax. It's not a thing. Just because it's released in January does not mean it's going to be bad, or the studio doesn't like it and is just pushing it out. I reject that notion. At least across, I reject that notion being a thing like across the board. That's just 100% a thing that happens all the time. We should write a movie called The January Killer, and all the victims are unimpressed. Unless the movie is Night Swim. And I didn't like Night Swim. And I'm not saying all January horror movies are good, but they're not all terrible. And every month has bad movies. So I feel like people like to pick out, like when people, not you specifically, Mindy, but when people decide to talk about January horror movies, they're only mentioning ones like Night Swim or something where it's like the majority of people didn't like it, and then they're ignoring ones that are good that I know that are out there. Night Swim was a favorite. Where's your favorite bad January horror movie? Let's look. Okay, this has got to be a thing. Let's look this up. January horror movies. Okay, look right here. Immediately, Megan. Are we saying Megan is bad? Infinity Pool? Shut the fuck up. Infinity Pool. I'm sorry. Simply, it cannot be that all January horror movies are bad if Infinity Pool came out in January. I know this is all subjective, but ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Escape Room? Not bad. Escape Room is not bad. I agree that I don't like some of these. Like, I didn't like the Bye Bye Man. But I have such a soft spot for the My Bloody Valentine remake. Love that movie. Not a bad movie. Great movie. Exactly. From Dusk Till Dawn and Scanners. The argument is falling apart. People who are not watching that have shit to say about January horror movies. It's nobody here. I'm ranting to. Exactly, Mindy. All months have their hits and flops. I don't know why it's become such a thing where it's like January is the time they release all the bad horror movies. I'm like, no, it's not. No, it's not. So these were all, okay, horror thriller movies theatrically released in the US during the month of January after 1999. Final Destination 2. Arguably everybody's favorite Final Destination. Not my personal favorite, but I think majority of horror fans would agree that this is their favorite Final Destination movie. I rest my case. No, because come on. These are not all bad. Look, Scream. Gretel and Hansel. Underwater. They're not all bad, people. So many underworld movies. Personally love those movies. Had a big effect on me growing up as a lesbian. And Split. Exactly. See? Yeah. Look at us busting down horror stereotypes. Look at us. Look at us. All right. That's my soapbox. Shut up. I know, crazy. This is me coming out. Oh, the January movie love. Exactly. See, we're breaking it. They're not all bad. And even if one of them is like majority of people don't like it, there's still people who like them. So I was just the most enthusiastic ally ever. And there's haters for some because Brie hated Gretel and Hansel, I guess. All right. We'll move on from that. Okay. I watched The Last Showgirl, and then we're about to get to the I think the real controversial take of this stream right after this one. You guys can see it in the next coming up next. Exactly. Everyone's movie is someone's favorite movie. I love that saying. I love that saying so much, actually. Every movie is someone's favorite movie. Every movie is someone's favorite movie. And granted, there are some that are like probably legitimately more harmful than others, but for the most part, it's like, yeah. Thank you, Annabelle. Thank you so much. I forgot what I'm supposed to do. Oh, we do jazz hands, right? Yeah. For the nightmare fuel. Thank you. I don't know how that became a thing. Stream and POV appreciated. Excuse my quietude in the background. Not yelling, just easier to read. Thank you for the clarification on the caps. And that's okay if you're just lurking. I can see the number of people watching and the people commenting. So I know we have a good couple of lurkers. Which is totally fine. Hi lurkers. You're more than welcome to lurk. You're all good. All good. Who just happens to fucking hate men? I'm kidding. She loves men. I do love that movie. Yeah, it's an important distinction. Men, the movie. I didn't. If you were lurking, I didn't mean to call you out. You didn't have to, but I appreciate that. Hi. Hey, I love the lurkers. That's totally fine. Totally fine. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to catch The Last Showgirl before it left theaters. I was very inspired to like watch this and Anora back to back because I watched the what's it called? I think it's Variety that the Actors on Actors. Is it Variety that does it? Or Hollywood Reporter or one of those channels. Does the Actors on Actors, and there was one with Pamela Anderson and Mikey Madison on, and I watched it. I watched it before I had watched either of their their movies that they were talking about, but I just after watching them talk, I was like, oh, I want to watch their movie. So I watched The Last Showgirl in theaters because it was still playing. And then I immediately went home and watched Anora. And yeah, so I'll let the rating kind of. Oh wow! Hey, look! I love when Letterboxd does fun stuff like that. How cute! How cute! Yeah, I'll let this sink in. Maybe somebody else here will agree, but like 4 people just left the stream. That's so funny. Interested in my opinion. Have not seen it. Okay. The quote, this made me want to punch something. Yeah. So maybe it's because I watched it like literally right after I watched a movie about women that was like made by a woman, and then I watched a movie about a woman made by a man. I don't know if that was it. Like maybe I shouldn't have watched them back to back. I think for one, I will just say the hype definitely got the better of me with this one. Like because it's being talked about all over the place. Everyone's talking about how much they love Honora. Like that definitely has an effect on people. 1,000%. I don't know how many times that's happened where it's like the hype was just too much and you go to see it and then it doesn't live up to what you've built up in your head. So that was part of it where I was just like, I don't know, I don't really I don't really get it. And I was just very how do I put this? So like as I'm watching it, and this is like a just over 2-hour movie. I was waiting for any moment where I was going to learn any other tangible personality trait about Honora other than the fact that she's a sex worker. I was like, is that the only thing we know about her? Like for real. That's the only thing we know about her. Give me anything else. Anything else. I was really struggling to like with her motivations where it's like, am I just supposed to guess like what like where her mind is at this entire movie? Because I don't know anything about her other than she's a sex worker. I'm sorry, sex workers have personalities, people. Like they're human beings. They have personalities. And they have other things about them other than their occupation. So I like for most of the movie, um especially for a movie that was like blurring these lines, like obviously intentionally with the story. They're like blurring this line of like her work and then her getting involved with this guy who was initially hiring her for a job, so she's working and then she gets married too. I did not understand where she was coming from because I didn't know anything else about her. She's a sex worker in New York. She lives in a kind of crappy place. Frankly, for like New York, her place doesn't even look that bad. Like for New York. So I didn't understand. I think she says at one point her family lives in Miami, but that doesn't really tell you anything. Like give me anything else. Does she have like a lot of debt she's got to pay? Is that why she's so invested in being married to this guy? Is she just young and she thinks she loves this guy and that's why I don't know. Yeah, that's my little soapbox for Honora. I was just I was very much just like excuse me, the universe is telling me to stop. Wow. Um Especially after hearing Mikey Madison talk about um her role in Honora, and she was talking about like how much work she did for the character, and I'm not saying she's lying or anything like that, like how much work she did for the character, and like her motivations and stuff. And so it's like that kind of built me up too, and I'm like, oh, so okay, so she just did that on her own and that's not part of the movie at all. So it's like I'm glad she knew where Honora was coming from because I sure as shit didn't. So yeah. I mean, I watched it. That's all I'll say on it. Still haven't seen it. Doesn't sound like my kind of movie. Yeah. Mikey Madison was good in Scream 5, but yeah. I understand why you wouldn't like it. Okay, thank you. Well, the universe was telling me to stop. I didn't say I was going to. I didn't say I was gonna stop. But yeah. I almost didn't want to rate it because I'm like, everyone really likes this movie, and I feel like for a second, like when the movie ended and I'm just kind of sat there, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna be like that insufferable. I'm gonna be that insufferable bitch where I'm like, ugh. It's because it's written by a man, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like like broken record, Vicky. We get it. But yeah, and I was just I don't know. I just wasn't wowed. And that's all. All right, if anybody wants to yell at me, the floor is yours. I'll give you a minute. Valid, Vicky, totally valid. You rated Fall the same rating. Hey, as my Letterboxd bio says, everything is made up and my rating system does not matter. It's purely based on vibes. No, but it makes sense, Vicky. Men just don't get it sometimes, most times. Yeah. Personally, I love the spicy steaks. I do all that. Yeah, it's just all vibes. All vibes. The number of stars is arbitrary. It means something different for everybody. So but yeah, so I was just wasn't that wowed by it. That's all. I'm sure it's gonna do really well at the Oscars though. It just like it was one of those like when I was watching it, it feels like one that you know what I mean, where it's just like you're watching it and you're like, oh, this is gonna win a lot. It was giving me that vibe for sure. Okay, then I committed myself to Azul, longtime viewer, supporter of this channel, and a Patreon of mine. He always makes these awesome movie challenges every year, and I've tried multiple times to do his movie challenges, and they get like I'll have one bad month where it gets away from me, and then I lose it completely. But I'm committing this year. I'm going to finish one. And if it's the only one I ever finish, then it's the only one I ever finish. But I used my vacation to catch up for January because he posted the challenge a little bit late. So yeah, so I think this was technically supposed to be for the first week in January. And it was a movie based on Agatha Christie. So I thought I would do a Haunting in Venice. And it's based on a Agatha Christie novel. The Last Seance, I think, right? I think it's the title of the book. It was cool. It was vibes. You could kind of tell what the twist was, but it's like, I mean, sometimes that's fine. You know, sometimes I'm okay with that. I agree. It is super cozy. It was pretty cozy. I loved the setting. I loved the all around the vibes. The set was awesome. Yeah, cool locations and photography. Like it was just cool looking. I liked it. So it's like I didn't even mind that, like I could tell, like, you know, it's like, I mean, you read one mystery story, you read them all, like you could tell what the twist was. But like I said, sometimes that's fine. Sometimes I'm chill with that. Doesn't have to be some crazy, insane twist from left field all the time. Sometimes it could just be a little predictable, and maybe it's not about that. Okay, next one before I click into it. This is a no spoiler one. Really, really, like Wolfman, you could spoil some things, but it's like I don't know anyone. I don't know if, you know, there'd be as bad of a spoiler. I don't want to spoil anything for any of these new movies, but this one really, if you spoil something, it will change your experience when you watch it for the first time. And that would suck to take that away from somebody. So if I see them, you'll get booted from the stream immediately. I don't think anybody here is going to do that, but I thought I would just put that out there. For presents. No spoilers. No spoilers. Yeah, this is one that I'm like really like, do not spoil, like do not look up spoilers for this. If you haven't seen it yet, like don't go looking for spoilers for this. Don't go anywhere near where there might be a spoiler for this before you go watch it. Go in and watch it first, and then but I like this one. It was like really different to what I thought it was going to be. Which I don't even know what I was expecting it to be, because like I haven't really seen a movie like this, you know, with a haunted house story from the ghost's point of view, like that kind of gimmicky a little bit, but it was a cool gimmick, like so it was like, it was scary, but not in the way that you might expect a haunted house movie to be scary, obviously, because the point of view has shifted. And I would say, like, the way I'm like the way I was kind of describing it to people, it's like it doesn't it's like it's a horror movie, but it doesn't feel like a horror movie in a like in any like traditional way we would think of a horror movie. Aw. Yeah, the trailer for this one is safe, I'd say. Like I haven't yeah, the trailers that I saw for it don't give away anything. Like the trailer for this one was decently done, where it's not giving shit away, but unlike another movie that we'll talk about a little bit towards the end of this list, but yeah, it was unnerving. Unnerving is a really good word for it. Yeah. Like unnerving and uncomfortable. which I was surprised by, because like when you learn like, oh, we're in the ghost POV, like how is that going to be scary, because the ghost is the thing doing the scaring, blah 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 blah. Like that was my thought going in, where I was like, I was purely stumped at like, I don't understand how this is going to be scary. That was the movie I was referring to, Companion. Yeah. The teaser trailer for Companion was so good, and then I guess luckily I didn't see the other one before I went in and saw the movie, but you really just can't trust trailer. That's true. That's true. You never know which ones are going to be good ones. That's 1,000%. I'm so on the fence with trailers, because it's like, on one hand, it's like, I don't know. I feel like almost like self-righteous about the trailers, where I'm like, I understand that some of them are going to be spoilery, but I feel like, why should I have to jump through hoops and bend over backwards to avoid seeing a trailer, just because these studios can't figure out how to make a good trailer? especially since a lot of them, and we'll talk about it when we get to Companion. I'll zip through the rest of them so we can get to Companion actually, because the director of Companion has a really bad take about trailers, which we'll get to. So let's pin in this conversation, and I'll zip through the other ones and we'll get to Companion, and we'll talk about it. Okay. So then I watched Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. This was also for Azul's movie challenge. I think this week was supposed to be Fairy Tale. I think it was a fairy tale retelling where somebody dies. I think that was the prompt. And I've been wanting to watch this one. And technically, Geppetto's son dies. So that's who dies. So I watched that. Great art. Honestly, it was beautiful. Very Guillermo del Toro. Sorry, there's like a hair like out of, it's not where it's supposed to be. Okay. Yeah. I just love Guillermo del Toro, honestly. If I'm gonna love any man, it's gonna be him. I just feel like he has such a way with movies. Like he really has such a way with movies. All right. Then the second Patreon watch of this month was The Descent. Such a turnaround from Old Man. Am I right, Brie? Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, it was just so good. This is a classic. Yeah. Fucking adore this movie. Yep. A breath of fresh jade. Descent is a classic. So good to rewatch it, honestly. So good to rewatch it. Great film. Great film. No notes. We had no subtitles. He was so lost. Yeah, some of the accents are very thick. Very thick. I was telling Brie when we were watching it that I always forget that this is set in the US technically because all the accents are are just all over the place. Not all over the place, mostly from UK, but and the in the Scandinavian area, but yeah. I always forget that it's set in Appalachia. Always forget. It doesn't feel like it is, you know. You watched The Descent when Netflix was only DVDs. Classic time, a classic time. Okay, then I was trying to get to some of the Best Picture noms, which is partially why I watched Anora. Trying to get to at least the Best Picture nominees that I'm interested in watching. Let me clarify. I'm not 100% interested in watching all of them. Like I'm probably not going to watch Dune 2. I watched the first one and honestly I can't tell you anything about it. Like I think that really the only other one that I really want to watch before the Oscars is Nickel Boys, which I haven't gotten to yet, but I'll get to this month. I'll definitely we still have a good month before the Oscars, so so that's the only other one I think I really want to watch before the Oscars happen. So I watched Conclave, which technically wasn't on my list to watch. Like when I was looking at the list, I'm like, I'm not really interested in that one. And then Emma said I had to watch it. Like this is another one I will go ahead and say, since this is kind of new and some people are still trying to watch it for Oscars, don't spoil this one, please. Don't spoil this one. But the third act was crazy. The third act was nuts. And that's kind of how Emma sold it to me. She was like, you're like it, yeah. She was like, you're not gonna have any, like you're not gonna guess. Like it I think it was. I think it was like my jaw hit the floor. Like my jaw hit the floor with the reveal at the end, which was crazy because I saw the reveal coming to a certain extent because the whole, like, I'll just say the premise of the movie is they're all these cardinals from all around the world are trying to elect the next pope. When the pope dies, I think everybody knows, like, that's kind of what the movie is about. And they kind of set you up like who it's gonna be. Like you like after like the second or third round of voting, I'm like, okay, I know who it's gonna be. But then something is revealed about that character. It's fucking insane. Where I was like, I can't believe they did that. Wild, absolutely wild. I really want to like read some interviews from this director and see like what their intent was with that, because I feel like that was like crazy. And it was a really interesting kind of like criticism of the Catholic Church that I was not expecting this movie to be. I definitely had preconceived notions about this movie going in, and the third act really surprised me. I love a Catholic political drama. Yeah, this like definitely. Oh man, I don't want to say it was like I didn't feel necessarily like triggered, but it was like close to that feeling. You know what I mean? Because I grew up going to Catholic church for the first until I was like 18. Gotta watch it soon. Definitely do. Like it was not on my priority list to watch at all. And I only did because Emma said that I should watch it and I trust her. So I was like, okay. And she was right. I gotta say, she was right. I feel I think you should. I think you should. Only Oscar now my love getting attention is the substance. Yeah, I have really high hopes for Demi. I really hope she's gonna take Best Actress. Do I use Real Good? No, I don't know what that is. What is Real Good? Does this offend you? Does this movie offend me? Surprisingly, no. Surprisingly, it did not. I don't, hold on. There was something I know. I do also want to try and I don't know if I'll get to the book before I watch Nickel Boys, because I really want to watch it before the Oscars. I'll try it. I don't think it's that long of a book though. I haven't read any other Colson Whitehead books either, so I'd be interested to read it. Not watching Emilia Perez. I have no interest in it. Sorry to say. No interest in it. We'll just see what happens. We'll just see what happens. We'll see if everybody's conspiracy theories are correct about why Emilia Perez has so many nominations. I don't watch the Oscars, so no time crunch for me. I still just like to watch them. I don't know. Or let me be more accurate. I don't necessarily like watch them, like sit down and watch it start to finish. More so I kind of just will put it on like towards the end when we get to like the big ones that I want to know right away, and then I'll just go back and watch clips of the other It's an app that shows you what's streaming. Oh, okay. No, I didn't know about Real Good. I did not know about Real Good. I'll have to look into that. Although you can set also, no, I'm not saying anything against Real Good or anything that I just learned about. On Letterboxd, you can set what streaming services you use also, and it'll show you where it's streaming. Oh, you did sleep in. Yeah, you missed a bunch. You did miss a bunch. Welcome, Rob. I am not presenting for the Oscars. Oscars can kiss my ass. Yeah, it's a I don't even say it's a love-hate relationship. Yeah, I really just I just want to watch and support the movies that I like. That's I think the best way I can put it. And I watch as illegally as I can. And that's all I'm going to say live on the internet where I could be incriminated, I guess. Where it's like I don't want to give like views or ratings to the to the channel that's doing it or pay to watch it. Yeah, I watch as illegal as I can. There's always somebody streaming it, you know what I mean? There's always somebody streaming it. So that I feel like is my like tit for tat for the Oscars. So it's like I'm gonna watch them, but I'm not gonna give them my official viewership or money. Yeah, you did miss me talking about the Vortilac. Fair, yeah. I try and yeah, do that. Funny. Okay. Then I watched the Twilight Zone movie. Yeah, yeah. This movie is such a it's such a I don't even want to say interesting, but it I feel like it has everybody like this is a movie that has everybody so conflicted because the first segment literally just has like the reek of death on it. Uh-oh. You popped in during Conclave. Yeah, I was just talking about Conclave. I think I got a couple more people to watch it. Without spoiling it. I was like, I think you guys should. I don't know. I was dubious at first. So I don't know. I think I got a couple people to watch it. I was really surprised. We're not talking spoilers, so I didn't get into it in depth, but I did. Like I was so gagged, like the third act, so gagged. I was like, I can't believe they did that. Yeah, so surprisingly had a good time with Conclave. Twilight Zone, I watched for movie challenge. I think it was anthology was I think the prompt. I had forgotten that this was the one with I think I watched like some sort of it wasn't a full documentary, but it was like kind of like a documentary episode like length thing about the first segment. Absolutely ridiculous. Checking out this weekend. Yeah, see, I got two people. I got two people to watch it. Have not watched it to this day because of what happened. Yeah, absolutely insane. Maybe it was Cursed Films. It might have been Cursed Films. Yeah, during the first segment because there's four segments and an intro kind of little segment or well intro outro kind of segment. Yeah, it's the first one the one that was directed by oh my fuck. John Landis. Thank you. Oh my god, I completely fucking blanked on his name. Yes, yeah. Completely avoidable. That's the thing you really need to know is 1,000% avoidable. Yeah. 1,000% avoidable. And illegally done. I don't even know if like negligence feels like too good of a word. Like negligence implies that that they didn't realize something could go wrong with what they were doing. And I think that's incorrect. Because there was two, it was the star of the segment, Vic Morrow, and then two children who were illegally hired, like, because it's like California labor laws would have prevented the children from being on set because it was at night. Yeah, so they were hired under the table. They even did it like without the knowledge of like the person on set who would have stopped that from happening. They like snuck the children around anybody who, you know, they truly like snuck them onto set to do this. And they got, it was a whole scene that's not in the segment, obviously, where Vic Morrow's character is like trying to like carry them like through like water, and there's like a helicopter overhead, and there was an accident and the helicopter crashed and killed all three of them. Yep. So yeah, that's why I was like, completely avoidable. Negligence does not seem like the right word. Irresponsibility, that's a better word. You didn't know that, Emma? Yeah, it's really, really sad. Really, like, it's just, it like makes your blood boil. It's so um yeah, awful. And the movie, I feel like I'm also just kind of mad too. Like when I went to rewatch it again, I'm like, in this day and age, they couldn't add any sort of like in memoriam for the three people that literally died for this movie. The segment's still in the movie. You know what I mean? Even if that scene is not in there, the segment is, you know what I mean? The segment's still there. You couldn't put like a in memory of like like what the fuck. And then yeah, so John Landis and a bunch of people that worked on that segment went to trial for it, and they were acquitted. They were technically acquitted of wrongdoing, which is also, I think they went for, it was manslaughter was the charges, but yeah, it's a whole long thing. But then I think the families got ended up winning in like smaller lawsuits, like after the fact, I think, right? Like they ended up getting like monetary compensation and stuff like after the fact, but still it was literally insane, this story about that segment. So sad. And then I think people are like very conflicted about this movie because there are other segments in the movie that are really good. Like like just on their own as segments are really good segments, and then you have this first one that is just, yeah, insane, like absolutely insane. Yeah, they were acquitted of manslaughter. Yeah, the manslaughter was the initial charge. Yeah, absolutely crazy. Two children, like absolutely insane. Yep, crazy. Really crazy, really crazy. uh yeah. Yep. And the thing is too, it's like when you watch, like knowing that when you watch the first segment, you're like, this isn't even like, it's not worth it. Like nothing's worth it. You know what I mean? You realize like how not worth it is. Where it's like, yeah, nothing. There's no segment that could have been that good to, yeah. And then they don't even acknowledge it anywhere in the film. Like there's no, that to me, I'm like, it's 2025. Like we could add a title card in the credits somewhere. You know what I mean? But that does not happen. Okay. Well, that's some tea for you. That's some horror movie history for you. Really sad. We'll move on to, I don't know if as many people have seen this yet, but this is a new one that just hit like streaming, at least in the US this year, 2025, even though it says 2024 on it, but Grafted. Grafted was good. Grafted was cool. Nice. You saw it in the cinema. Yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah, definitely like a lower budget horror, but I think for like what they could do, like they did, it was entertaining. It was, yeah. I liked it. I liked it. I love Way. I'm team Way. Safety first incident at Ghostland. I'm looking at you. What's that? Like incident in a Ghostland? That movie? Did something happen with that movie? I didn't know. I don't know about that. Please tell me. I love that movie. Is there a reason I shouldn't love that movie? Good fun. Yeah, I love the character. Like Way was honestly like iconic. Way was iconic. I supported her the entire time. Like, you go, Way. You go. Bye. Love you. Go Taylor Hickson. Okay. Okay. I'm making myself a note. Oh no. Okay. Okay. I just pulled it and then saved like the link so I go back. Oh shit. Actress was told to hit harder on glass and cut her face, which left a huge scar. Oh my god. That's fucking awful. Okay. I have it I just like Googled it really fast, like, and just have it pulled up on my phone so I can go read on it. But that's insane. Oh my god. Like, I would sue somebody for like everybody for everything they're worth. Like if I like if I was permanently disfigured on a movie I was doing for, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Oh, that fucking sucks. You can see the scar still. Motherland, Fort Salem. Oh my god. Does this one even at least have like a good ending? Like, did she get? I mean, I'm sure I can. I don't know how quickly I can read, but did she like win her suit? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, or it's like not a good ending, but at least like the people responsible got punished. Trying to read, like, get to towards the end to see if like permanent scarring. That's fucking insane. I feel like the fact that the article is ending so soon is not gonna have the ending that I hope it does. It doesn't look like, I'm trying to, I'll have to read closer, but it doesn't, I feel like probably not going to get the ending I was hoping for. That sucks. Well, fuck those guys. Honestly, what the hell? That's actually insane. I hope when I go in and read that she wins her lawsuit. Unless it's still ongoing, but that movie's been out for a while, so I hope it's not, because that would be even crazier if it was still going on. Okay. Companion. Companion. No spoilers for this one. No spoilers. I'm gonna pulling up something really fast because I would need to have a direct quote since we were talking about trailers. I'm just gonna go ahead and air out our directors, not dirty laundry, but just a quote. Because I think it was an article for Hollywood Reporter. He got like asked point blank about the trailer. Where's the part where he asked about the trailer? Oh my god, where is it? Because it made me mad because the little trailer, the trailer stuff we were talking about, where like where I said like I'm on the fence, where I'm like I feel like I shouldn't have to avoid the trailers because you don't know how to make them, but I think we're moving towards a point where studios are doing it like on purpose. I think part of it is like people are talking about it, so it's like any press is good press, you know what I mean? It's the same thing with Sinners, like that movie coming out next month. The latest trailer gives away so fucking much. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay, so the director of Companion was asked by the Hollywood Reporter. The question says, this is the interviewer, says, I'm glad I got to watch Companion without knowing anything, but as a former marketer, I understand the need for the trailer to sell a secret. That said, if you had your druthers, I don't know what druthers is, but would you have saved the robot reveal for the actual viewing experience? So sorry that I've realized what I just said is a mild spoiler. It's in the trailer though, so if you've seen it, and that's not the only twist. There's more twists to the movie. Sorry about that. I really should have. My bad. I feel so bad. I just said that. Sorry. Oh my God, Civic. I'm sorry. Oh fuck. Saw this the other day and got spoiled by a little review headline. Yeah. Luckily, it's not the only thing that gets revealed, but oh no. Oh no. Fuck. Sorry. Shit. Well, all right. His answer has has nothing beyond that, I promise. The whole point of me sharing that was that his answer, this is the director's answer to that, where he says, quote, yeah, I would love to live in a world where everyone goes into a movie completely blind, but I'm a realist and there's a lot of noise and competition out there. Anyone could spend their Friday night watching a billion Netflix movies at home, so you have to show them what the movie is. I still wish I could bottle up our Beyond Fest screening where no one knew anything and the reaction to the big reveal was just euphoric. So I would love to preserve that, but unfortunately, I can't anymore. So yeah, there's more to reveal. Oh my god, I feel like I should just end the stream now. I feel so bad. I like when I was reading the question, I like my mouth was going faster than my brain. Not that it makes it better. Like when I truly say like that is not the only reveal in this movie, it's not. It's not. There's more to it, but that answer he gave though, like I just hate too the way he says it though, but I'm a realist and there's a lot of noise and competition out there, blah 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 Netflix. Cuz Jason Blum had the same take when everybody was complaining about the latest Black Christmas that they did. Which completely gave away the entire movie. That trailer was, I think that's one of the worst trailers I've ever seen. Um I mean, I guessed for a teaser. So did I. Like the teaser, I had a, and with the title of the movie, I had a guess. It's okay. Okay, sorry. I really feel bad. But Jason Blum had the same take, like this idea that because of Netflix, it's always about fucking Netflix and streaming. Where he says again, anyone could spend their Friday night watching a billion Netflix movies at home, so you have to show them what the movie is. You don't actually like. That's the thing though. You don't. And I get maybe like where they were coming from, where it's like there's a lot of different reveals in this movie that change your perception of what's going on. So like the bit that they reveal in the latest trailer is one out of like 3 or 4 other reveals. Like oh, did you pull the quote for it? It pisses me off every fucking time. And it's like this instance made me hate Jason Blum so much. The trailer isn't for those people that are so tuned in. It's people who are kind of thinking they may or may not go. One of the ways to get them to go is to show them a lot of movie in a trailer, and I thought we should have shown more of the movie in the Invisible Man trailer. Like such a fucking awful take. Next, you'll be telling us a Wolfman is a story about a Wolfman. I know, it's fucking crazy. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like I feel like also the problem is I feel like the people in the marketing department and clearly producers, because you have this director asshole. Sorry, I'm just gonna like honestly, it's a bad take. It's a bad take, my guy. Drew, that's your name, right? Drew Hancock. It's a bad take, dude. And I feel like it sells short, like literally the people that you want to go see your movie. That we're just so wrapped up in streaming that my dumbass won't go see a movie in theaters because Netflix is a thing. Like, grow the fuck up. Because I feel like that argument might have held water when Netflix first started to do the streaming thing, like when it started to become huge and Netflix was kind of like the only name in the game, but it's become so like oversaturated now that I don't think it's the issue that these people are making it out to be, personally. Exactly, like, why insult us like that? Yeah. Like, I feel like the oversaturation of choice with streaming, I think makes people want to go to the movies more. And especially, like, after the past couple of years, like, what's been happening at the cinemas, like, we had that whole Barbenheimer summer where, it was becoming, like I don't wanna say it was becoming cool again to go to the movies, but You know what I mean? Like people are making like events out of it, like they were dressing up. Same thing for Wicked. People were going and dressing up and going multiple times to see it in the theater. The horror genre specifically had multiple amazing moments at the theater just last year alone with Long Legs, Terrifier 3, and The Substance. Um, so it's just incredible to me that they'll see all of that happening and then they'll be like, yeah, these idiots are just like they can't stop watching Netflix for 2 seconds to go to the cinema. So we need to show them all of the movie because they're too stupid to be interested in a movie if they don't know half of the shit that's going to happen. Like, fuck you guys. I was avoiding companion trailers so hard that I saw Jack Quaid in a trailer before a movie and ran out, but thought I had spoiled the film. But that was a trailer for Novocaine. So I had wildly different expectations. You're like, wait, this guy can feel pain? I thought he couldn't. Exactly. Yeah, like we've had some amazing like it's just crazy to me that that's their take. It's so condescending. It's so incredibly condescending. And then to say that in an interview, like again, where it's like, even if you're gonna admit, like, well, that that's this trailer is for the not the people who are tuned in. Well, the people who are tuned in are reading your interviews, like because they're into the movie or they're into the horror genre like that. So they're gonna look into interviews and look into stuff like that. It's the people that are tuned in that are gonna read a whole huge Hollywood Reporter article, and you're insulting us. Yeah, and there's so exactly like there's so many directors like up and coming now that have made such a name for the horror genre, like modern horror, that like people you're 1,000% right. Like if Jordan Peele puts out a movie, everyone's gonna go see it. Eggers puts out a movie, everyone's gonna go see it. Ari Aster, everyone's gonna go see it. And you don't have to give everything away, but you've also just listed 3 people, like their production companies, their marketing teams don't give everything away in the trailers. Like Hereditary is one that I point to all the time as like such a fantastic example of a trailer that we all wanted to go see it and none of us fucking knew what was going to happen. Like yeah, this isn't for the fans. It's for people who barely like horror. Such a weird fucking take. I agree. Streaming is oversaturated and churning out slop. Executives, tech, and finance bros aren't creative and just completely suck at analyzing and reading what the people want, which is like 1,000% agree. And it's so wild because we're literally telling them what we want. Like, how many times do we like get in the comments or we get on social media or we get wherever and we're telling them like how much, or it's like, wow, I really wish this trailer didn't spoil everything. And then they're just going to keep doing it. So that's where I'm kind of with the trailers, where I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't have to avoid the trailer. So it's like if that's the trailer you're going to show me and it gets spoiled, that's fine, and I'll just talk about it. I'll make sure I talk about it, you know what I mean? Oh, I don't think they're going to stop doing it. Like, oh, I agree that I'm sure it works to an extent. Like I don't think it works to the extent that they always say it does, like that like nobody's going to go see their movie if they don't make the trailer like that. I don't agree with that. Um and like I said earlier, I think it's also a kind of like all press is good press. So I think even if people are complaining about it, they're still talking about the movie, and that's what they care about also. So I agree, like they will keep doing it. Like fucking moviegoers, they ruin movie going. Yeah. So I don't know. I go back and forth where I'm like, maybe I should just avoid the trailers. Maybe blah blah. I don't know. I go back and forth with it all the time, and then I get all righteous, and I'm like, I shouldn't have to, and then I keep, and then maybe I should avoid it, maybe I shouldn't. But then you could do all that work and avoiding it, and then some fucking idiot could just say something, ruins a reveal. And not just me, like I got something about Sinners spoiled for me just from scrolling on Instagram. It wasn't even the trailer. I hadn't even seen the new trailer yet, and it was a post, and I read their caption about something in Sinners, and I was like, motherfucker, I really wish I didn't fucking know that. Executive, but the chart says. And also I'm kind of like, where are they getting this data? Personally, I like, again, not disagreeing with Robert that it does work to an extent. Like I think it does work to an extent, but where are they getting that data that that's specifically what got people to go see the movie? Because I go opening night for at least most horror movies. Like I'm usually there. Like it's very easy for me to go see things on Thursday nights, like right after work. And it's not like they don't have anybody posted up outside the theater asking questions. Like, so how are they getting this data? How do they know that it works that well? You know what I mean? Just like purely statistics. Like, how do they know? Even if like I know, like I get it, like they're tracking our phone usage and all that shit. Like even if you were tracking like phone usage, like how would you know? How would you know? I don't understand how they know. I think like an editor and writer, so I sometimes can figure out what's going to happen from a trailer without even having anything technically spoiled. It's a curse. I'm someone who goes to see the movies that don't even have any advertising in Australia. I'll show up sight unseen for random films. Then I have friends, even now, I've never heard of Long Legs. I think you might have. Yeah, I'm sure we saw the same. I'm sure we saw a similar thing. And the new trailer gives away a lot more than the teaser. But yeah, it was just a caption on Instagram. I was scrolling and I saw it and I was like, cool. Wish I hadn't seen that. That sucks. Yeah. 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 Like, or yeah, like I said, some idiot could just say something. And so it's like, it feels like a lot of work for me to have to avoid the trailers when, like it could happen super easily. The Strange Darling trailer, I figured out the entire movie. And then when I finally saw it, I thought it was shit. In my experience in a different industry, corporate data can play into confirmation bias. Oh, I think so too. I'm just wondering like how they even get any data. You know what I mean? Like even if you were tracking everybody's phone and they're like, oh, they watched this trailer and then they immediately went to their movie app and bought tickets. Like like that's the only way I could think, like how are they getting this information that this works so well? Like they have proof that it works. How? Explain how. I know we, the hardcore tuned in the know, are guaranteed to go, but I think the problem is the general audience once it's spelled out for them. Then again, I know the GA folks hate spoilers too. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like most people would. I don't know. Yeah, crazy. Working data and analytics. Yeah, data can be spun to keep the suits happy. That's what I feel like it has to be. Like they're just they're presenting it in a way that's going to prove their point. So that's why I'm kind of like, I don't believe you that it works as well as you say it does. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but I don't think it works that well. I understand to a certain extent them wanting to advertise hardcore for big budget films, but low budget films are so dependent on word of mouth that they should avoid spoiling in the trailer. Yeah. When I feel like it's not like I don't feel like you necessarily need expertise and marketing to come up with some interesting ways to market your movie. It could even just be as simple as recruiting, paying like content creators to talk about your film. Like don't play Vicky. I really didn't mean it. I feel bad about that. I really do. I'm gonna try and go to sleep tonight and I'm gonna be thinking about it. If you sunk millions into the marketing campaign, you really want to prove it was successful. Yeah. That's true. That is true. Yeah, so that's my little soapbox about Companion. I thought the movie was good. I mean, I stand by my review. It doesn't really bring anything new to the table necessarily, like at its core, but it was entertaining. So I guess that's what's important. I was entertained. And it was a secret screening. I went to the AMC theaters, the Scream Unseen. And this was the movie. So I ended up seeing it on Monday. So that was nice. Like the Robert Rodriguez approach. He shoots shots and lines specifically for trailers that sell the vibe and plot but never end up in the film. That's kind of awesome. That's kind of awesome. Oh yeah, there's tons. There's tons of ways you can cut together a trailer even without doing this approach that don't give away shit. It's really not hard. I mean, that was like in one of my editing classes back in my school days. One of my editing classes, like our first assignment was to cut together a trailer. It's really not hard. I don't want to diminish people's jobs, but it's really not that hard to do. Yeah, it's hard? Yeah, it's not hard. It's really quite easy to cut together a trailer that doesn't give away anything. Yeah. And it didn't even take me that long to do. You know what I mean? I'll never watch The Dark Knight again, but it wasn't that hard to do. Can we go back to how Hitchcock showed his trailer, showing everything and nothing about the movie? Seriously, cutting together the trailer for my film without spoiling the twist was so much harder than editing the film. Really? I didn't think it was that hard. maybe you're just too close to the project. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe because it's your movie. Send me your film. Send me your film. I'll cut together a trailer. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I like, and all comments aside, I'm saying that after cutting together one trailer for a class assignment, okay? And the result of that is, like I said, I'll never watch The Dark Knight again because I scrubbed through that movie so many times. That was the movie we were tasked with cutting a trailer from, was The Dark Knight. I feel like I've seen it enough times for a lifetime. The key to a good trailer is a really yeah, like a slow and creepy version of a popular song, like, or an otherwise happy song. Yeah. Cuts one trailer, now an expert. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. A ship a drive over. Okay. Can't wait. Oh, Dark Knight. Yeah, I scrubbed through that movie so many times. Um that one, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know if I watched the trailer for I Saw the TV Glow. I think that was like just pure word of mouth, and I had seen we're all going to the World's Fair, so just knowing, like, me with the knowledge of, like, it's a new movie from that same director, and then just word of mouth, like everybody being like, you have to go see it. I think that's all it took for me. So I don't even know if I watched the trailer for I Saw the TV Glow. Found it really difficult to balance selling the film without showing all the cool stuff. That's spoilers. The Dark Knight is a known quantity. My film has more legwork and more to lose. True, yeah. Again, I think maybe you're just too close to the project. All right, all right. Okay. Almost to the end for my diary. It only took us like 2 hours. Holy shit. I watched Salem's Lot, the new Salem's Lot. This was for the movie challenge also. It was a Stephen King movie. And I read Salem's Lot like a couple months ago with the intention of watching this movie after, and then I never watched it. So I was like, I guess I should watch it. Cuts together. Ross Taylor has the Joker in it. Cool. Wow, how did Heath Ledger get in this movie? It's like, it's all I know. Yeah, it's very interesting. I think I need to go back and watch the miniseries. Now that I know it's a miniseries, also, I tried to watch it forever ago. And just at the time, like when I sat down to watch the movie, I didn't realize it was a miniseries. So I was like prepared to sit down for like a movie. And I was like, oh, I have to devote like 3+ hours to this. And then I like fell asleep watching it. Like I tried and then I fell asleep because it was too late at night. And that's not what I was prepared for. But I know there's a movie cut of it, right? I didn't know that at the time, but there's like a shorter theatrical cut of it, right? Yeah, I didn't know that at the time. So what I put on was the mini series. I learned after the fact that there is a feature length cut, but when I sat down, it was like the mini series one, and I fell asleep because I wasn't prepared for that. Luckily, I didn't remember a lot, so when I read the book, it was fine. This was like so hilariously opposite from the book, I think, because reading the book, I was like, oh my god, like when the fuck, like we're gonna spend 7 goddamn chapters just describing this town, and then like nothing happens until the end when finally like all the vampire shit starts happening. And then this movie, it's like immediately everything starts happening. It ended up being really funny because it was just so opposite from the book. um in seriousness, I feel like it was kind of like not well put together in that sense. Like it very much felt like the people who made this movie were banking on you having read the book when you go in to watch it. Like that's how little they put into the characters. I feel like they're like, yeah, everyone's gonna have read this. It'll be fine if we don't do any like character development. Oh, sorry, no, sorry, my bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. The original adaptation. Let me get you a specific date. The 1979. 1979. My bad, my bad, my bad, my bad. Sorry. I think, right? That's the original miniseries. I think. Yeah, 183 minutes. Yep, that's it. That's what I meant. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I mean a mini series cut of this one would have been better because then there'd be a little bit more character development. So I was like, I'm glad I read the book. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known anything about the characters. It was just so hilariously opposite from the book. Yeah. My friend just finished reading Salem's Lot 3 days ago and is about to watch this, and I can't wait to discuss with him, even though I thought it was because even I thought it was moving too fast. Yeah, it moves hilariously fast. I mean, your friend will have benefited from reading the book, so it's like we know all the backstory, so it's like it's kind of okay that it moves fast, but I'm like, this is not good. You can't move this fast. It's really funny. The lighting is really cool in it though, I gotta say. Like most of the shots, I was like, oh, this is dope. This is sick. I like this. Like it looked cool. So eh. Okay, and then last for January, I was gonna try to squeeze in some of the best documentary nominations for the Oscars. So I watched Sugarcane. Yeah, completely, utterly, totally, entirely soul crushing. I cried through most of it. Having read the book, you probably knew each character's favorite color and how and when they realized this. Yeah. 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 Oh, yeah, in the newer one, I think so too. I know, I'm trying to remember his character's name. I don't know everything about the characters, I guess. The main kid, the one that loves the monsters and he helps fight the vampires. Yeah, so I watched Sugarcane. It's one of the best documentary noms. Super sad. Super duper sad. It was great. It was great, but if you watch it, have tissues. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say. Oh, and that's all I watched in January. That is all I watched in January. Ugh. was an interesting month. It wasn't, yeah. It was kind of a crazy month. Kind of a crazy month. Is there a robot in it? Oh, hello, Daisy. It's not your outside time yet. There is not a robot in this one. Spoiler, sorry. There's not a robot in Sugarcane. Not that I know of, anyway. I don't know. Not that I know of. I don't know. Maybe the person, the cameraman, might have been a robot. I don't know. Daisy, they say hi. We love you. She's just staring. It's not your outside time yet. I don't know why you're freaking out right now. Oh no. Mark, thank you. Yeah, Mark. We'll be milking that all month. Jeez. Okay. Don't scratch at me. Don't scratch at me. You're crazy. You're crazy, girl. You're crazy. Okay. But yeah, that's, I think all in all, great month. Great month. Crazy month. Excuse me. Friends, my friend rates movies out of 4. 1 point for monkeys, 1 for explosions, 1 for pirates, and 1 for ninjas. Daisy is like, I feel like this stream has been long enough. She's like, you've been talking to people that are not me for 2 hours. Like, how dare you? The third Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh, true. Good point. It does have all of them, I think. If anybody wants to volunteer their Letterboxd, I think I have time to judge somebody's Letterboxd before Daisy starts freaking out too bad. As long as I keep patting her head, she'll be fine. In the 79 Sam's Love Ben Mears just shows her a mark in the final act. It's wild watching it. If not, we can save the Letterboxd judging for next time. We can always do like I can take submissions before the next one, and I'll randomly draw your Letterboxd. We'll review it. You've watched nothing this month. Sequestered away, attempting to write, but procrastinating. Man. I mean, I rewatched Snakes on a Plane, so I've never seen Snakes on a Plane, actually. Okay, I think she's stopping freaking out right now. That's crazy. That's just crazy that you've watched nothing. Like, truly nothing? So I feel like the one time we looked at your Letterboxd on Twitch, and your Letterboxd was insane. Hey. As soon as I give her attention, she's... Okay, can you just go lay on your bed? She's like, don't tell me what to do. Oh, okay. So I've seen just not by your usual standards. Okay. Over 800. Holy fuck. There she goes. Okay. I want to watch newer stuff, but I always fall for my cover movie shows, which are The ones we all watch, OG horror films. Yeah. All right, Brandon says he volunteers. All right, we'll do Brandon's, and then before the next one, or is your username just your name, Brandon? Oh, excuse me. Before the next one, I'll take volunteers beforehand, and we'll randomly draw one or two. You're just gonna remind me of your username on Letterboxd, Brandon. Is it your name, or is it something different? Rewatched Cuckoo and Longlegs and watched Deadpool versus Wolverine for the first time. I can't. Yeah, I almost couldn't say Wolverine. Still haven't watched Deadpool versus Wolverine. Eat. Hey, I've seen 21 films this year so far. I watched 21 movies in January. So I am technically on the same level as Robert for right now. I'm sure that will quickly change. Cuckoo, I'll try to watch that today. Oh, okay, yes, it's just your name. Okay, just want to make sure. Forgot to make it. No, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Is there a way just to search? How do you have it spelled out on here? Because like your first. Oh, with an underscore. Okay, thank you. Nope. There we go. Hey, there we go. All right. Okay. Watched A Different Man today. That was really good. That one's on my watch list. That's 60% reduction in interviewing Adam. Damn. Except I'm not doing so great with the whole writing thing. All right. So, all right, let's take a look at Brandon's Letterboxd. Favorite. Oh, you have a theme. I mean, I feel like these three are for sure kind of like very themey together. And then, I mean, they're all monster movies, so that's kind of interesting. Crawl as your favorite movie. I think you might be and I'm not saying this to make jokes or anything, but you might be the only person maybe. That's kind of cool. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Crawl in anybody's Letterboxd top 4. Come to think of it, I don't think I've seen Tremors in anybody's top 4. I'm sure it is in other people's, but you know what I mean? Like, that's one where I feel like whenever people talk about it, everyone talks about like, oh, I love Tremors, blah, blah, but I feel like I never see it in anybody's top 4. That's cool. Like Placid, it says I've seen it. I don't know that I remember it, but my Letterboxd is telling me I've seen Lake Placid. I don't know that I remember oh wait, maybe I do know Lake Placid. Wait. Yes. Yeah. Bill Pullman. Okay, never mind. I remember it. Sorry, it took me a second. Yeah, very creature feature theme. Yeah, that's the theme here. I like that. And is this like does this stay this way? Or I know people that change out their top 4 like to fit like the season or something like so during Christmas time they change their top 4 to like their top 4 Christmas movies or something like that. So is this does this stay like this or is this like you themed it on purpose? Just out of curiosity. I changed my top 4 recently after years of having the previous one. I did too. I feel like I was like, it's been the same way for so long, so I decided to like change it up. I decided to change it up. Okay, change my favorites depending on the month. Okay, cool. That's why I like that's why I was like it could very well be like those are your 4, but I was like it feels very themed. That's why I was like I kind of like I dig like the theming of like the favorites and like changing it up. I dig that. That's why I was curious. I was like feels very themed. And then recent activity, there's something about Mary. I haven't watched that movie in a really long time. And like, oh no, I have watched it. Oh, I might have just marked that I watched it. I was like, I don't think I've rewatched this since before I got a Letterboxd. The Hateful Eight, I haven't seen. Django Unchained. I definitely remember seeing Children of Men. That's one I keep hearing about. I believe it's on my watch list. I thought it was. Yeah, it is on my watch list. Yes, I put High School Musical and I stand by it. That's funny. Crawl is such a feature production. I still don't know what shady deals and exploits were made to create that film on the insanely small budget they had. Nice. Top 4. Okay, and then let's see what your diary is for January. What'd you watch this month? Wolfman. Okay, we had a SpongeBob marathon. Love that. Love SpongeBob. Bob's Burgers. Hell yeah. I love Bob's Burgers so much. The Blob. Carved. 2024. I haven't heard of this. Interesting. Carved. Halloween 1993, 2 years after a deadly nuclear spill, the staff of a historic Pioneer Village attraction must work together to survive the attack of a monstrous killer pumpkin set on revenge. Interesting. Doesn't have the highest ratings, but it's kind of all over the place. Rob saw it, gave it 3 stars. Huh. Interesting. Never heard of this one. And it just came out last year. I fell asleep on Carved and I will never do that. And I never do that. It didn't grab it. Tell Vicky to watch the original Speak No Evil, please. It's on my watch list. Talk about a trailer that spoiled everything. The remake, not the original one, but Mr. Crockett. I don't know what Mr. Crockett is either. Single mother thinks she's found the key to calming her child down. A VHS copy of a strange children's program named Mr. Crockett's World. However, a darker, bloodier secret waits to invade their home from inside the tape. Oh, creepy. Interesting. Wow. I mean, good for you. You're watching some movies like I feel like not a lot of people know about. That's cool. Watch the original Speak No Evil. I'll get around to it at some point. Can't wait to see the OG reaction. Is it different from the remake? Because the remake definitely gives away at least one thing in the trailer. the like that thing. I don't want to say anything anymore. Dracula OG, love that. Love Demon Knight. Ugh, such a good movie. Oh, okay. Then you watched like a bunch of Lake Placid movies. Okay, cool. Those Lake Placid sequels are hard to watch. Seems like it. Seems like it. Do you have any lists? Top 100. Oh my god. I don't think I could. I think I would have a really hard time ranking 100 movies. Oh, okay. So you're adding. I gotcha. So you're gonna add to it. Okay, that makes sense. I was ready to click in for 100 movies. I should have seen it right there. It says 14 films. Got it. So you're like adding to it as you realize it's a favorite. I got it. I was like, I still don't think I could rank 100 movies though. I think that would break my brain personally. A lot of franchise lists. Love that. Well, it's kind of fun doing the 4DX experiences. That's becoming more of a thing now, I feel like, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, good night, Marielle. Okay, cool. Okay, I like the list for like the Shudder originals and stuff. I got to do that. That's cool. And some vibey ones, high school movies. Okay, cool. I like those. Fun lists. I love a good list. I think it's like one of my favorite features of Letterboxd. And then like when you click into one, how it has the like you've watched this percentage of it. It's my faves. And what's on your watch list? Is there anything I'm gonna really get behind? Okay, so definitely some stuff I think that's not out yet. Okay, so you got a lot of new ones on here. Okay, so you don't forget to watch them. I'm seeing if there's anything on here that I'm like, I'm gonna get behind and be like, you need to watch this because it's on your watch list. Oh, Pulse. Is that the remake? Oh, you have both on there. Definitely watch Pulse. I mean, the American remake is a bit very like, it's very American Japanese remake. You know what I mean? Like, but the original one is so like the vibes are so unsettling and creepy. Definitely watch Pulse. Pulse. What? The Notebook? The Notebook? Are they supposed to be making a movie out of this? The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires? I didn't realize. Huh. But The Notebook. Watch The Notebook. Oh my god. Watch it. You're going to cry your eyes out. You're going to completely cry your eyes out. Watch Your Monster. Watch Your Monster. Your Monster is so good. Watch The First Omen. Oh my god. Watch. It's so good. Surprisingly so freaking good. The First Omen. Your Monster, incredible. Melissa Barrera, incredible. Watch Coneheads. Come on, that's a classic. Coneheads is a fucking classic. And I Saw the TV Glow. Definitely watch. Okay, those are my ones on your watch list. Like, you gotta watch. You have to watch. You're gonna watch The Notebook. You also have to watch Fried Green Tomatoes. Oh, okay. Well, at least mark it watched on Letterboxd, and then it'll take it off your watch list. And My Girl, yeah, if you want to cry. That's definitely a list I gotta make. Okay. Well, I will go ahead and end this here because this has been 2.5 hours. Holy crap. Thanks for hanging out. Oh my god. Okay. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna go let Daisy out now. And I'll see you guys in a month. And we'll talk about February and a whole lot more new horror movies. And I'll judge another one of yours Letterboxd. I love that. This is like my favorite part is looking at somebody else's Letterboxd. Have a good night, you guys. Bye.